Hello everyone, and to start with, Merry Christmas, because by the time this releases it will be either the 23rd or 24th, and I have no idea which. Sorry, minor heart attack. Not a literal one, but a fucking fire alarm just went off 2 seconds before filming this. So, lovely. So, the other reason is, obviously, I haven't been around all throughout December because I'm me and I always find something that ends up getting in the way. This time it's been work. So, nothing new there. So, I figured I'd just condense the general things I was going to talk about throughout the month into one video. It's not going to be a stupidly long one. Hopefully. I don't have the energy. First of all, a little bit of nice news. I've got a new Tribute 64. Because the one that I used for videos like the Majora's Mask stuff broke. Hang on a sec. Ignore the system alerts. Okay, so the other thing is, I was just going to list off nice little things I've got, but the only other thing is that I bought myself Super Mario Wonder and Super Mario RPG, so I'm finally going to catch up on playing them over this Christmas break, because I deserve it after the term I've had at uni. So, yeah. Christmas, and naturally we're going to talk about a bunch of films, because the heck, it's what I do. I'm going to sit here, finish off this Bailey's hot chocolate, and talk about Christmas films. And then ramble on about Christmas. So first of all, the Muppets Christmas Carol. The Muppets Christmas Carol is a very, very interesting film. It is my favourite Christmas film of all time. Why? Musical Muppets. Michael Caine. Because you'd think that you'd think that in a film with the Muppets you'd probably try to match their energy. He doesn't. He plays the role as if it's a serious theatrical production, and it really helps with the story of A Christmas Carol. And I love it. I love the way that Scrooge is. I love all the songs in the film, more or less. When Love Is Lost was cut for good reason. But, you know, Scrooge, the opening number to the film, is wonderful. Marley and Marley remains a classic. Like, when we were doing A Christmas Carol as a production in our drama class back in, I don't know, year 8 or 9, they actually showed us the Marley and Marley scene, and it was great. It was lovely. It Feels Like Christmas, I think is the name of the song. The one with the Ghost of Christmas Present. And I love the Ghost of Christmas Present because, well, as I once pointed out in English class, the Ghost of Christmas Present is traditionally designed to look like the traditional depictions of Father Christmas, but younger and gradually growing older as he outstays his welcome in time. It's like a warm hug. The film and the hot chocolate. Speaking of hot chocolate, I haven't seen The Polar Express yet this year. I think I have to make time for Die Hard first because I've never seen it. Anyway, so the inherent charm of the Muppets Christmas Carol is something that I've never seen rivaled with a Christmas film. Don't get me wrong, every Christmas film that I'm talking about tonight, I love, except for one which is just like. But I genuinely adore the Muppets Christmas Carol above all else. Like, for the last 3-4 years, it has been my favourite Christmas film of all time. And it's partly the fact that I love the Muppets, like, I always have. But another part of that is just the fact that I really, really, really like this film in particular. But yeah, the Muppets Christmas Carol, like this hot chocolate, is a warm hug. You know, it's like the giving of a gift from to another. A pair of mittens that were made by your mother. It's all the ways that you show love to feel like Christmas. I've really got to stop singing on camera. It's killing me. But yeah, Thankful Heart is a wonderful number. Nephew and niece to me, nephew and niece to me, one we love, hope and peace to me, love, hope and peace to me. But yeah, so love that, absolutely love that. And yeah, I don't think there's much more to say about it. It was the first film the Muppets did following the death of Jim Henson, which gives the scene in Christmas Yet to Come a whole other meaning about this first parting among us. Because in a way, it's like the cast and crew were not just talking about Tiny Tim, but also Jim. And God bless us, everyone. So, then we go on to my second favourite Christmas film of all time, and it's its former version, like its predecessor. So, you can't have Christmas without the Grinch. Yeah, someone needs to restrain me. Yeah, so the Grinch. What can I say about the Grinch? He's a loathsome, tiresome. No, that's really not the Grinch. That's Scrooge, I think. Whatever. The Grinch is a green thing that really hates Christmas, except he doesn't, he hates people. It's not the same thing. Except, because I've grown up with the 2000 version, which is the version that's the second best Christmas film of all time, then you've got, what's it called, you've got the 60s one, the animated special, which I get it. I get that it's going to be highly regarded by people that have seen it a variety of times. I don't get it personally, like why people claim it's better than the 2001, but I suppose it's more faithful to the book. Because let's be real, the reason I love the 2001 is the absurdity of it all, as opposed to any inherent, objectively good nature of the film. Although I don't believe in objectivity, so... But you get my point. So, I have so many memories of so many Christmases, all bundled into one, of watching The Grinch, because we had it on DVD as a kid. The DVD has since gone missing because we lent it to someone who eventually gave it back, I think, but did so in such a manner that I haven't seen it in a while. So, we watched it pretty much every year, aside from 2018, which I will get to either in a minute or towards the end. I don't know when the best time to talk about that aspect of The Grinch is. I haven't watched the 2018 version. I'm not going to watch the 2018 version. If I was ever going to do it, it would have been in last year's Advent, which I ended up having to scrap. But, well, I didn't scrap the entire Advent, just half of it. So, the general idea of the 60s version is basically the Grinch hates the commercialism of Christmas and steals it to teach the Who's a lesson. The 2001, the Grinch was bullied as a kid by the mayor and ridiculed and chased out of town for being different to the Who's. Effectively, the Grinch is wrong in the 60s one, and the Grinch is absolutely within his right in the 2000s one. But having said that, Jim Carrey is an icon. You've got lines like, hate, hate, double hate, loathe entirely. God. And then him checking his calendar, where he goes on about wallowing in self-pity, dinner with himself, that kind of thing. You know, you've got lines like that, and then you've got, if I can't find anything to wear, I'm not going. That's it, I'm not going. So, you know, just, if I were to sit and watch the two of them, side by side, without the context of the book, which, well, I have done that several times. Well, no, I've watched the 60s one twice in my life. And one of them was the other day, while I was busy. So, yeah. I think the lines are better. But obviously, the 60s one is sticking to the Seussian rhyming, which is commendable. I'm very intrigued with Seuss's writing. I haven't actually read much of his stuff. So yeah, that's The Grinch. I don't want to go too much into detail of any of these because we'll be here forever. And my nose is already going, which is annoying. But, yeah. I'll talk about it now then. The only time I have not watched The Grinch at Christmas, to my knowledge, is 2018. And that is because I'd had this inherent cynicism about Christmas. And then something happened in August. And for those that don't remember, in the build up to September, no, I can't do it rhyming. I'm just going to talk about it like a normal person. There was this leak. This rumour, should I say, for an, at the time, unreleased Smash Bros. Game. And if I pull it up, bloody hell. There was a whole shebang. Oh, it wasn't August. It was October. In the build-up for a direct to announce the final characters. So, on this banner were Banjo-Kazooie, the Chorus Kids, Gino, Isaac, Ken, Shadow, and Mock Rider. Now, Banjo-Kazooie is my favourite platformer of all time and my second favourite game of all time. Third now. Third the time. Second. Ish. So, the reason we call it the Grinch League is if it's because amongst all of this you had Grinch stuff beneath the photo. So yeah. Hang on a sec. So sorry about that. So yeah. With all that happening, I made a bet with myself. If the leak made my dreams come true, not only would I watch the 2000 Grinch as I do every year, but I would actually bother to go to the cinema and watch the new one. But if it didn't, I basically would swear off the Grinch in fury. So I did. Fun fact, I'd gone bowling for that. And I've been watching the direct, and I've been getting strikes up to that point in every bowl. And then Incineroar comes onto the screen after Ken. And I fucked up the bowling match. And then I started dealing with... Basically, it was like having my heart ripped out. And so I didn't watch the Grinch that year. And I've always wanted to talk about the Grinch leak on the channel, especially since it was debunked. Because I hate leaks. I actually do. But I love fake rumours. Until said fake rumours are promising me things that I want. So, with that in mind, that's why I've never seen The Grinch 2018, and that is why I don't intend to. Actually, that's not why I don't intend to. The reason I don't intend to is because it looks shit. But we move. So, onwards and upwards. The Snowman by Raymond Briggs. Now, The Snowman is a classic. There's no two ways about that. And then last year we lost Raymond, which was devastating because I said it earlier on Twitter as of filming this. By rights, Raymond Briggs was the master of Christmas. Up there with Seuss and Dickens. / the Muppet Company and Jim Carrey. and I suppose, what's his name? The director, I don't care. Anyway, The Snowman. So, The Snowman is the sort of film that you pop Channel 4 on at Christmas, and it probably airs 4 or 5 times. If you're lucky. And it's brilliant. I really think we should start getting more animated original stuff for Christmas on the key British channels. You know, BBC, ITV, Channel 4. Leave Channel 5 out of this, that's shit. I never did quite forgive Jeremy Vine, did I? For being a pleb. So, Snowman is about a boy who builds a snowman and it comes to life. And believe me, there isn't much more of a plot than that. Snowman takes a boy on an adventure. They meet Santa Claus. They... You know, it's your usual Christmas shenanigans. And the key part of the film was the song, Walking in the Air. Bit of a sad song, almost. It's not supposed to be, it's supposed to be... I don't know how to describe it at all. But in any case, obviously The Snowman predates me by quite a few years. I mean, the film was probably mid-80s, early 90s. I mean... The Snowman... It did get a 82, early 80s. Yeah, it was created for Channel 4 though, which I love. I mean, last year I picked up a special edition tape of this film and the next one we're going to talk about. Because I collect VHS tapes like a crazy person. So, yeah, it gets broadcast on Christmas Eve, usually. I mean, let's see. Let's see what we've got. What time are they airing The Snowman this year? It doesn't say. To be fair, these are original programs. Last year, The Snowman aired at 4 PM last year on Christmas Eve. So we can only hope. I mean, I'll be busy on the evening, but I will probably try and watch because I'm actually right, 24th. I can't. The Snowman 4:40. Snowman and the Snow Dog 5:10. So yes, we will absolutely be doing the proper thing. I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to that. I can be all... And 8:25 AM. I'll probably catch the morning airings, to be honest. It'll be a lot easier for me. So, yeah. Annual airing. It's genuinely incredible. So, but any love I have for the Snowman, and I have a lot. It's very charming. There is a film by Raymond Briggs that is the third greatest Christmas film of all time, and it is called Father Christmas. And believe me, this film, it is incredible how they characterise the titular man. Cockney, big builder's bum, bit of an alky, bit of a smoker. And God, is he miserable. Bloomedness. Crumbs, that. He goes on a holiday all around the world in between Christmases, and it's so good. Like, so good. So, Christmas is perfect with that, because as a kid, Snowman, I remember, because it's literally the most famous Christmas film of all time. But Father Christmas, well, it's not the most famous Christmas film of all time. I'm exaggerating, but it's the most famous British one. Like, it is a cultural event. But Father Christmas is a little bit less famous. Had a little bit of controversy around it, I believe, over, again, the builder's bum thing. So I love the film. I don't know how else to get that across. I mean, there's a scene in France. He goes to this restaurant. He's like, "I'll bash everything going," and they bring him some fish, and he's like, "No chips." And the Frenchman just starts getting whammed up. "What about ketchup?" And then HP sauce. Love it. Genuinely love it. It's phenomenal. And, you know, so many depictions of Santa have him as this holly jolly, wonderful man who is all magical. But no, this man's someone that just can't wait to get back to his blooming bed, as the lyrics to the song go. But, like, Another Blooming Christmas is a great Christmas song. It just is. So jump up on my sleigh and we're all on our way to another blooming Christmas. Nah, it's so good. Like, genuinely so good. So, yeah, love that film. It's utterly phenomenal. Elf, the first film in the 4-part. Yeah, the fourth film. Like, it's the first film in the Buddy quadrilogy, in my opinion. Basically, 4 films with Will Ferrell playing what seem to be pretty decent continuations of each other. You've got in Elf, he's Buddy the Elf, son of a businessman. You've then got, what's it called? The Lego Movie, where the villain and the kid's dad is a businessman, played by Will Ferrell. Same with Lego Movie 2. And then Barbie, where you've got the man-child businessman. They're all Buddy, as far as I'm concerned. So, also, they're all more or less the same film. No, I'm talking shit. But Barbie and Elf are more or less the same film. So, Elf. Pretty good. Bit cringe. Will Ferrell starts to grate on you after a while. I don't know what it is about. Actually, yes, I do. He's a man-child. Pure and simple, he's a man-child. And that can drive a man insane. So, yeah. Elf, pretty good, pretty good. And it's got a lovely little romance subplot between Buddy and Josie. Jovi. Jovi, yeah. A woman he meets while working. Well, no. While infiltrate. Not even. He kind of just walked into a store, saw that it was being decorated for Christmas, and kind of lurked there. Being mistaken for an employee. He got sacked from a job he didn't work at. Incredible. So, yeah. Christmas is a very interesting one when that's on. So the kid is fine. I have seen other Christmas films besides what I'm talking about this year, but I don't want to talk about every Christmas film that I've watched this year. Although I will give a shout out to the two that I'm not going to talk about in detail. Jingle All the Way and Deck the Halls. Because Deck the Halls is the best name for a Christmas film ever. Because of what it means. And Jingle All the Way is just hilarious. And contains Anakin Skywalker. So yeah. Elf, I don't have a great deal to say about because I wasn't even originally going to talk about it. I was originally only doing the 3 films I watched tonight and maybe Muppets. So, Love Actually. This film gets a lot of shit these days from people that are a little bit too self-righteous about a Christmas film. And this is why I will never ever forgive Jeremy Vine, because he plays into that shit. He played into that shit on national telly last year, and it annoyed the fuck out of me. Because Love Actually is incredible. I've seen it twice now. Once last year, once this year. Went to the cinema for it this year, actually paid attention to the whole damn thing. And, first of all, it is pretty much the unofficial Doctor Who long list. Every actor that show has ever considered casting before the last 5-6 years was probably in that film, bar Peter Capaldi. I'm not even kidding. You've got Alan Rickman being incredible, just funny, while having an affair. You've got Jude Law somewhere, I think. You've got... I'm not even going to pretend I know who all of these people are. But Joanna Page and Martin Freeman had a very, very interesting situation. Hugh Grant was Prime Minister, and, well... It's no worse than the past, decade of Tory leadership, so... fine. And that's the only politics, and it's not politics because Tory bashing is, as I put it all the time, a national sport. So, yeah, Hugh Grant falls in love with one of his, with his secretary. I don't actually know what she is. Anyway, she gets fired, so they eventually go to a school play together because what's her name has a relative in there, and funnily enough, Hugh Grant's sister has a kid in the play. Meanwhile, Thomas Brodie Sangster, legend, is in love with a girl in his class who, you can tell the scene where she's revealed is made for kids, because they full build up to the reveal of what she looks like, and it's as an adult you don't get it really because it's a kid, but I suppose you're just seeing what the kid's name escapes me. I'm just going to call him Tom. Because that's his actor's name. So, Tom's character, yeah. So that was a sweet little plot line. You know, young love in movies is sometimes tolerable. I mean, I'm really into romance plots, so... But I'm also into a very specific kind. So... Yeah, I can't even balance these subplots. You got a man and his maid. She's from another country. They both try to learn bits of each other's language to tell each other that they love each other. But it kind of... She has to go home before they can, but he eventually goes to her home. And it makes for one of the funniest scenes in the film because he like amasses a whole ass crowd to go and ask her to marry him. It was sweet in its own way. The best man from a wedding who did some wedding video stuff is secretly in love with the bride of the wedding. Fascinating. And they... Not gonna lie, she sort of cheats on her husband, but, you know, it's Christmas, so it's sweet. Even now, I don't have the plot of this film straight in my head. It's like 10 different plots. And I love it, but it's hard to keep straight in your head. And then the funniest plotline of the film, there's this guy who does a parody of Love Is All Around Me, a Christmas parody, and he gets to number 1 on the charts. And can we please do that with the Goblin song from Doctor Who? It'd be so funny. Ooh, that was British even for me. So funny. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so pretty good. Yeah, I think I've run out of things to say about this film because I watched it like 3 weeks ago and I've already lost the plot. Which, to be fair, I did years ago. So, with that in mind, we are 38 minutes into this video and I'm going to talk about what Christmas means to me because I am a cocky bastard. No, it's just because it's my channel. I'll do what the hell I like, damn it. Christmas. So, my key memories of Christmas. As a child, I remember our CRT blowing up at Christmas. Same Christmas, I got a kiddie guitar. I remember there was one year where the only reason I ended up realising that Christmas was approaching was because I was binge watching Nick Jr. for some reason. And a Christmas Island showed up on the TV. I'm like, Mummy, is it Christmas? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, oh. So that was interesting. I genuinely think I didn't know. And I don't know how that's possible. Unless I was watching the first ident. So, that was a thing. Throughout the years, I got all manner of Lego. I miss Lego. I haven't collected Lego in years. It's so expensive and so space-consuming. I'd love to build Lego again. Love to. I'd love to build a Millennium Falcon, personally. I don't even know if I'd have the patience. So, yeah, Lego, I don't know. That's what Americans say, you know. No, I don't think I got that right. But thanks, Caddy. I'm getting sidetracked again. So, That is another key memory though. Christmas special on the Kadikarus show years ago, Legoland. That was a pretty good video. It was one of my first with Jim, so pretty fun. I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to say. Winter was characterised for me in between the ages of, let's say, 8 and 11, 8 and 12 even, 8 and 13 for luck. I'd go to my nan's in the middle of the week. It'd be cold. I'd put the telly on. Towards the latter half of that, I'd watch YouTube on the TV. I'd stick Minecraft videos on, Herobrine mostly, and Nan would do these beautiful ribs. And I'd eat those, and it was very characterised by that. I love my Nan more than anything in this world. Like, my Nan and Grandad are great. So, yeah, we do that. That only stopped because I stopped doing the good ribs in the stores we use. So, Minecraft parodies playing while writing a Christmas list. The many years I wanted to get the Ocarina of Time action figures. I'm gutted I never got them. Genuinely. But the whole shebang with Christmas. The one Christmas. No, I'm not going to tell that story. I believed in Santa up to the age of 11. I was one of the last people in amongst my lot to stop believing. I assume I was the last, but wow. I can't have been the only one that was being incredibly quiet about it, but you know, to be honest, I think I knew, but like wanted to preserve the magic, because when I have a kid, I'm going to preserve the magic of Christmas for as long as I can. Because kids need magic in the world. They do. So, yeah. Twilight Princess, I got that game at Christmas. Christmas 2009. No, 2010, I believe. No, 2009, Christmas 2009, I was in year 2. And my granddad said to me, he took one look at the box and was like, it's a 12, I can't let you have that. He was joking, of course, but it was a good time. I believe one of those Christmases I got a John Adams circuit board, which I eventually wired into a radio for a while. That was a key memory. But ultimately, what Christmas means to me nowadays is I have a couple of cousins who are young still. They're like, Aiden's probably a bit older than he's probably a bit old for some of the Christmas stuff now. He's growing up fast, that kid. And the other one, because to be honest, I didn't even want to name the first one on camera. He's still quite young. So those pair are incredible, and I just love. So the one year I got them Link's Awakening for Christmas from me and my brother, and just I was so excited to see the look on their faces, and they were really happy. You know, I've gone from being excited to receive presents to really wanting to give stuff, and it's sad, it's pathetic even, that every year I go to get gifts and I never know what to buy people. So eventually I've done the basics. I've only brought, let's be real, I've only brought for my mom and my brother this year. Because my mom, as a kid, we had this hip swinging Santa that my mom had bought for her by her dad, who is sadly no longer with us. And it broke one day to the point we started calling it hip replacement Santa. And I knew 2 years ago that I wanted to get a replacement. And I did this year. Second I got paid last month, I did. I sorted it out. And she was so happy. And I loved seeing that happen. Genuinely, it's so great. But yeah, I prefer to get meaningful stuff for people than just mindless drivel. But it's so hard. I mean, my brother, from me, has literally received 2 PS5 games. Only one of which I technically actually paid for. Because I have points for game, which are quite nice to have. But yeah, it's like everything. I love Christmas. I do. I went through a phase where I was too cool for Christmas, but I'm not anymore. I love Christmas, and I think it's great to love Christmas. I wish we were still making good Christmas films every year, or rather, ones that, even if they're not good in the general consensus, they fit the time of year, and that's all that matters. I love Christmas so much, and there are more memories. There will always be more memories. I mean, my great aunt, she's not well these days, but when I was 12, give or take, so I'd posted to Facebook that I wanted this hoodie. It was just something that popped up on my Facebook page, and I'd shared it. Come Christmas Day, not only does my aunt get me the hoodie, she also gets me and my brother these giant Christmas crackers, and we open them to find a bunch of cash in them. Auntie Glow always went all out at Christmas. And honestly, I love her to pieces, and I'm gutted for her that she's not well. But you know, I'll always have the memories I've got with, yeah. Oh joy. Oh, that's nice. Tears at Christmas. So, yeah. I don't know what else to talk about, as I hadn't intended to quite hit as personal as going on about my family, but you know, I don't mind doing it, but like, I didn't intend to. But then again, that's just the way it goes for me, isn't it? But this will be the only Christmas video I get to do this year. I'm not going to have my computer for a bit. I'm just gonna put it up. I'm gonna let it go. Whoever watches it, watches it. Whoever doesn't, doesn't. And I'm gonna put it up probably the 23rd. I'll schedule it for. And yeah. So what does Christmas mean to me this year? We're going for a curry. We're gonna get absolutely hammered. For once in my life, I'm not going to be working Christmas because I'm going home. My job is now in a completely different city to where I'm spending Christmas. Thank God. And I cannot wait because Doctor Who is back on Christmas Day. Shooty Gatwa and Millie Gibson. And I'm very excited. Genuinely, like, I'm in love with them both already. I'm so excited for this. And the only thing is, I'm going to be absolutely blitzed by the time that I watch the show, probably. And hopped upon curry. So that'll be fun. So, yeah. That's what Christmas means to me this year. I mean, I want to pop to the German market while I'm home. Probably won't get a chance. So we're seeing a panto, one of the big Birmingham ones, with Matt Slack. I hope Matt Slack's in it. If he's not, then I'm going to be very upset. You know. And then one of the dames. The Matt Slack pantos are brilliant. Like, I genuinely cannot fault them. Love the Christmas panto thing. You know, it went from, as a kid, I used to go to ones at the pub I used to work at. Now, I don't do that. Although, I did end up working for the last 2 years on the day that they were on. And believe me, the hangover I had on the 27th last year when that was happening was not fun. Believe me, it was not fun. My head was killing me and there was screaming kids. This is a lesson to you all. If you know that you're going to be working a pantomime that is generally geared at children, do not get hammered the night before. It was a terrible idea. Terrible, terrible business. So, with that, I'm going to wrap up this year's Christmas Extravaganza because, well, I didn't mean to go up to nearly an hour. This is why I wasn't talking about the films in detail. So, yeah, I probably haven't done an intro. I can't be fucked to edit things together today. So, have a good Christmas. Have a banging New Year. And hopefully, in the new year, I will find so much new stuff to do on this channel. Because, whole new me, whole new year, whole new life. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all next time. Happy Yuletide and watch out for the Krampus.